Welcome to my first DVD update. I'm just going to show you a couple of the new DVDs that I've added to my collection over the last few months. So without further ado, here it goes. Shrek Forever After, the final chapter. This was something that I got at work from a really, really late like Secret Santa thing. I haven't watched it. I've seen the first and the second Shrek movies. I have no idea if this or the third one are good, so if anybody wants to say anything, and if this is good, let me know. I'll probably maybe get around to watching it, but I don't know. I don't have high expectations for this. Next is Hamlet 2. I really love this. This is a great, underrated comedy. I'd seen it before, but I found it at Target for like $5, which is really unfortunate because it's worth a lot more than that, but I'm not going to complain. It stars Steve Coogan. He's in Hot Fuzz. He's the director in Tropic Thunder, the guy who steps on the landmine and gets blown up. But he's like a high school drama teacher who really sucks, and the school is going to close down the drama department. So he decides to write his own musical, and it's a sequel to Hamlet, and it involves anything from songs about rape, and Hamlet time travels back to find Jesus, and it's ridiculous. I think it's really funny. It's just really irreverent humor, and from the producers of Little Miss Sunshine. I don't know, if you just like your comedies weird, check this out, especially since it's cheap. I really recommend it. Machete. I don't think I had this in my last DVD video, but if I didn't, oh well. If I did, oh well. This is from, the director was Robert Rodriguez, the guy who brought us to Predator, Grindhouse, Sin City, and there's a pretty big cast in here. Danny Trejo as Machete, Steven Seagal, Michelle Rodriguez, Jessica Alba, and Robert De Niro. Basically, Machete is like this federale who basically gets betrayed, and there's this drug lord who's played by Steven Seagal, which I don't know if he should be playing a Hispanic drug lord. Doesn't really fit, but whatever. And so, Danny Trejo ends up going across the border to America, and then I think it's just supposed to be a little bit of a commentary on border control and race relations and stuff. Robert De Niro plays a senator who's really anti-immigration, wants to put a huge fence across the borders between U.S. and Mexico. He goes out in a Jeep and shoots immigrants for kicks and giggles. It's kind of, it's over the top and gory, which is what Rodriguez does. I don't know. I watched it once, and I'm not sure if I'm ever going to watch it again. I was hoping it would be more funny, but I didn't really find this to be a funny movie. There was some cool kills and stuff every once in a while, but it's just I don't know. I don't know if this is a movie I'll ever watch again, but it's just one of those things, one of those watch it once and you're done kind of things, maybe. Observe and Report. Okay, I love Seth Rogen, and I had never seen this before, but Blockbuster was having this deal, 4 movies for $20 or something, so I picked up a lot from Blockbuster. But this movie is terrible. I hated it. I didn't really think there was, there might have been a few moments where I just kind of was heh, but yeah, just spectacularly funny down here. That's a lie. I did not like this movie at all. It's very nonsensical. Rogen isn't really that funny. The plot really doesn't seem to go anywhere throughout the entire movie. I don't know. And I even looked it up on Wikipedia. It's Rogen's lowest grossing film thus far. It did terrible at the box office, as it should have. So this is not a good movie. Do not recommend it. This, on the other hand, Ghost Town. I love Ricky Gervais, and he's only, I think, just starting to become really recognized in America. Before people really thought of him maybe as that guy who created The Office over in Britain and it failed. But this is a romantic comedy. Ricky Gervais plays a dentist who just hates people. He is not a people person. He's rude. He's it's kind of funny just how much of an ass he is. But through a series of events, he gains the ability to be able to see dead people. So like people, ghosts, and people who are walking around and say that their business on Earth here isn't finished. And so they annoy the crap out of him, asking him to do things for them, and he gets ticked off, and he finally meets this one guy, Greg Kinnear. I don't know what other movies he's in, but he looks familiar. It's this guy, who says that his wife is about to get married to a total scumbag, and so he wants Ricky Gervais's character to like break him up and get her to fall in love with him. And since he's such a good people person, not it's a really funny movie. I strongly recommend this, especially if you just like the British wit and charm of Ricky Gervais, and I don't know how you couldn't, because he's hilarious. Piranha. This is another movie I did not see in theaters. I just bought on a whim, and this kind of quote down here says it all. It's Jaws gone wild. That basically sums it up. This is essentially really, really violent porn. It's not tasteful at all. The director is the guy who did The Hills Have Eyes, and he said, I was watching the special features, and he said like when they made this movie, they were going out to make a real tribute to the '80s horror movie. All horror movies in the '80s had lots of boobs, lots of violence, and I guess on that front they kind of succeeded. The acting's not particularly good. This is just one of those movies that's like I thought it was so bad it was funny. Once all hell actually breaks loose and the piranhas actually like reach the beach party, I thought that was entertaining. There are some good kills in this that are funny, and it's not for everybody. I had a couple friends over and we screened it, and they did not like it at all. So if you're not into the kind of thing where you can appreciate movies that are so bad they're funny or good, then this isn't for you. But otherwise, check it out. Sherlock Holmes. I had not seen this in theaters, although I wanted to, and it was pretty good. Robert Downey Jr. is good as always. Jude Law did a pretty good job. I found it entertaining. It's a different take on Sherlock Holmes, and I was fine with that. It had a good plot. I was able to follow it. Nice action. And it set itself up for a sequel, and I think that's pretty cool. Kind of a cliffhanger ending, but I do believe Sherlock Holmes 2 is coming like around Christmas this year. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. So I'll be looking forward to that. Pretty good movie if you haven't seen it yet. This, I don't know why I didn't own this on DVD before. Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. This is my favorite Will Ferrell movie ever. Probably will always be my favorite Will Ferrell movie. I wanted to get it on Blu-ray because that had a lot of extra special features, but I've never been able to find it anywhere. And I don't really like buying things online too much, but what do you do? If you haven't seen this yet, you're missing out. Obviously, the unrated, uncut, and uncalled for, there's only one scene I can think of that was different, and it wasn't really funny. Like, he just drops the F-bomb several times, and it's not funny. But other than that, the core movie is great. There's a lot of bloopers and deleted scenes, over 35 minutes. Some other stuff that isn't that great, but just the core movie itself is kind of what I wanted. So I really love this movie. Will probably be my favorite Will Ferrell movie ever. And speaking of Will Ferrell, I also got The Other Guys. I did not see this in theaters, but it was on sale at Target for like $10, so I got it. I watched the unrated version. This includes the unrated and the theatrical. Yeah. And I don't know. Again, I didn't really see what was so unrated about this. I don't recall them ever dropping an F-bomb, or there were no boobs or anything, I don't think. But this was okay. I don't know. I think that Will Ferrell in some of his later movies has been only so-so, but this was kind of a little bit of a return to form. It was all right. Mark Wahlberg did a fine job. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just okay. It was maybe a little bit good. Gamer with Gerard Butler. Um, in the future, like condemned criminals are basically like there's like a multiplayer game that like players play as these condemned criminals, and it's kind of dumb, but it was okay. I don't know. This was part of the blockbuster deals, so it was an okay movie. If you like Gerard Butler, I guess, then probably worth seeing if you can get it on the cheap. Smoking Aces 2. I haven't actually watched this one yet, but I've heard good things. Even though it was like, I'm pretty sure this was the direct to DVD. Or maybe not, because it does say if there's two versions of it, a rated and unrated. I don't think so then. I liked the first one. I've heard from a few people that this one's actually better. So, yeah. If you know if it's better, let me know. Easy A. This was actually a pretty good teen comedy, and I think it deserves all the praise that it got, which was a lot. Reminds me of a little bit of Mean Girls, with that old movie with not really old. Seems like forever ago, back when Lindsay Lohan was a normal person. Um, I just Emma Stone plays a girl. She's not noticed at high school, so she makes up some lies about being promiscuous and having sex with people, and then it just spirals out of control from there. And I thought it was pretty funny. It was a good teen comedy, and I can safely recommend this. Although Amanda Bynes is in this, and she plays a total bitch, which is a shame because I know I didn't really like that because I used to love Amanda Bynes. I watched the Amanda Show, kids, when I was a kid, so that was unfortunate, but I guess she did a good job acting because she really came off as a bitch. So, what do you do? This is another DVD I got for like $5. Garden State. I really love Scrubs, and therefore Zach Braff and his humor. This was written and directed by him, and then he also starred in it. So, what does that tell you? When was this made? I think like 2004. Yeah, 2004. It's kind of a weird. It's a comedy, I guess you could say, a little bit, but it's more of like a coming of age kind of thing story. And it's a little weird. The plot kind of jumps all over places, so it's a little bit artsy maybe, but I enjoyed it. It was just okay. Last but not least, I bought season 1 of The Walking Dead. I really love this. If you love zombies, you need to watch this. If you haven't yet, if you have watched it anyway, go ahead and freaking buy it. This was a series that just got picked up this year on AMC. It's based on the graphic novel by Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead. What's the director's name? There it is. Frank Darabont, the director of The Shawshank Redemption and the producer of The Terminator and Aliens. So this is basically a TV show, I would say, with movie caliber, like casting, directing, funding. Like it feels like you're watching like a 6-hour long movie. There's only 6 episodes on season 1. A little bit of a downer maybe, but it'll be back this fall for season 2, and I'm really excited to see where it goes because this was good. The zombies look good. There's some good action, and it's really just kind of a story of the human condition about just how dangerous people can be to one another in a zombie apocalypse. But I'll just give you a little bit about it. The main character is like the sheriff of this little town in Georgia named Rick Grimes. A little bit before the zombie outbreak occurs, like he gets shot, so he's like in the hospital in a coma, and then he wakes up a little bit after it's done. The hospital's been cleared out, it just introduces him to the apocalypse the same as it is us. I mean, I don't really know what to say other than just watch this if you are a fan of zombies. If you like any kind of zombie movie, watch this. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. This is a great show, and as somebody was quoted on saying it's The Walking Dead is the best new television show of the year and the greatest zombie epic of the last 3 decades. I don't know about that last part, but it's still really good. So if you haven't watched this, really, really watch it. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll probably update it again in another few months when I get some more DVDs. See you guys later.